Days to the Bay Area Mental Health Hour on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. You'll find us covering issues surrounding your everyday coping skills and your mental health and wellness. And remember, your mental health matters as much as your physical health. Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the Dreamer Fund, assisting dreamers and undocumented students financially to pursue and complete law school through creative community engagement. Visit dreamerfund.org today. Hey, we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Clari-T Media. Alicia Mayo here, joined by the president of the Tri-City branch of the NAACP, President Johnicon George. Thank you again, Johnicon, for joining us. So before we went to break, I said that I wanted to, find out exactly how the NAACP is working for us right now, like next week. Are you guys working on issues like criminal justice and criminal justice reform? And how are you guys working on that for us?
Okay. Well, let me just start off by saying, you mentioned it when you first came on, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I know tomorrow we celebrate the MLK Day of Service, but I just want to let everyone know that in the commercialization of everything, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He would want us to celebrate a day of service. So for the children the kids that may be out of school tomorrow because of the holiday, and for the men and women that may be off work because of the holiday, please get out there and serve humanity as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King would have done as well. One of the things that we're doing now, Vacaville Councilman Roy Stockton and Vacaville Councilman Mike Silva has partnered with the Tri-City branch of the NAACP to do a first annual Black History celebration in the city of Vacaville. We're very excited about that. As far as, my work with the Tri-City NAACP.
Let me interrupt you there. I'm sorry. Did you say the first ever celebration?
Yes. In Vacaville.
For Vacaville. And I read back in 2001, I read an article in Essence magazine that African Americans in Vacaville at that time were some of the highest paid African Americans in the entire country. Okay. Keep going.
A lot of people don't know it's some money in Vacaville. Vacaville is
yeah. And we're just now, 20 years later, getting our first Black History celebration. Better late than never. Keep going, brother. Thank you.
Yes, and I actually want to, and this is a vision.
Sorry.
No worries. This is a vision of Councilman Roy Stockton. He's been on me to Johnicon, let's make this happen. President George, let's make this happen. So I'm glad we got an awesome team of individuals. It's made up of individuals from all walk of life, age, religion. We got a lot of the BSU student presidents from Vacaville that's involved. They're advisors as well. We reached out to the Vacaville Unified School District, and they responded. I was pleased the way they responded, given the the news, or given the press, the negative press that they had with one of these students in the KKK uniform, but your KKK robe. But we're glad that that they received it, and and the superintendent let the principals know that this is something that she would like to see them participate in. And so again, it goes with my strategy is always diplomacy and partnerships and relationships. One of the other things, so we're doing that in Vacaville, and then we also with Vice Mayor Wanda Williams. This is her dream to do her desire to have a Black History Month celebration here in Sassoon City. So we have a planning committee to make that happen as well. It's going to be a week-long celebration. So we got that going. Our education committee chair and co-chair, we've been meeting with the superintendent of the Fairfield Sassoon Unified School District, and we've been addressing the disparities. There's I believe when we talked, it was I'm not even going to get a figures because I'm going to mess it up, but there's a high number of students of color in a district, but the representation for teachers and administrators in the district doesn't represent the students. And so we've been meeting with them for several months. I think since November we started meeting, and we're making progress. It's in how we could address those issues. I've also been meeting with Chief Deanna Cantrell, our new chief for the Fairfield Police Department, and we're working on my hope before she came on board, I've always had issues with the way their citizen complaint. I forget the correct terminology, but the body where citizen complaints go to get reviewed, and so we're working. We have a discussion about how that can really be represented by the community members can really actually look at and view those complaints that other citizens are making. And we also, with the district attorney's office, not the public defender's office, we're looking at ways, just from our meeting on Friday, introduction meeting, we're looking at ways how we can, do some know your rights initiatives, education, educating our community on their rights. I had a conversation with President Jimmy Jackson of Vallejo, President Jimmy Jackson, and the NAACP has an expungement project. And so we're going to partner together with the DA's office once we come out of this COVID, post-COVID, to see how we can get some of these young men and women coming out of prison, getting those felonies expunged off their records so that they can be productive citizens.
Great. What about any work in employment with the county of Solano?
Yeah, well, I give myself a shameless plug, but Icon Connects is a company that I own, and we're a staffing agency. One of the things that we do is pride ourselves on the ability to do diversity and inclusion, help organizations meet their diversity and inclusion goals. So that's what I'm doing personally. The NAACP, we don't have a committee right now that work on economic development, but that's something that we could look at in the future. One of the things that you asked, and it brings it up to it reminds me now. You talked about how others could get involved. Yes. This past summer, with the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and then the one that set the world on fire with
George Floyd.
Yeah, George Floyd. We've had a lot of individuals in this county, that joined our Caucasian brothers and sisters that joined our branch, and even just donated to the work that we're doing. And so I was pleased at how those individuals in our community, folks are tired and fed up. And I believe that if more of our Caucasian brothers and sisters, would stand up, would use the platform of their privilege, and speak out, against the discrimination and the injustices, we could be further along than we are. But we have some great new members that joined us this past summer.
Great. Well, that's great news to see that folks are stepping up, because it's one thing to get out and, march alongside shoulder to shoulder with us. And that's great. But once we're done with that and we're back at home or on the job, and we have those connections and those abilities to bring people together economically through employment opportunities, housing opportunities, social policy development. Having John Garamendi here as one of our really active Congress members here in Solano County is nice. I've seen him work in the school district, and he's visible. And so to know that there are community members coming together like that with some power, who have some pull, and who kind of bring each other up as we all move up together. That's encouraging. And what is really encouraging for me personally to hear you talk about is the work that you're doing with the Fairfield Sassoon Unified